guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 5, Episode 10 called No Shows and Low Blows. So we start off with Florence, okay? We left off with her last week with her going on stage and her nervous because she going by herself, and I was trying to give her a little pep talk saying, listen, would Beyonce, be acting like this? No. So, so she goes on stage and, I was thinking, okay, they're going to probably show up at the end and, surprise her, Trina. Nah, man. Trina was nowhere to be found. Background dancers was nowhere to be found. So, she got on stage and performed, but you couldn't tell her confidence wasn't there because she was relying on Trina and her background dancers because she told them Trina was going to be there and Trina was no show, no go, all that stuff. So, granted, I can understand her feeling some type of way, but once again, if Beyonce was doing it, you think she's going to be acting like, dang, I was supposed to have people here? No, she's just going to perform and, take over the show. But, Florence couldn't perform how she wanted to. So it showed it showed in her performance. So once she gets off stage, she's crying. Her sister and Claudia are trying to console her. Marlon, gets in the trailer and try to give her pep talk. Claudia's annoyed because, she don't really care for Marlon. And Marlon, come to find out, he lets us know in the confessional, he don't really care for Claudia either. So he brings up the fact that Claudia and Flo are together. Now, this is Joyce, her sister's first time hearing it. And from what Flo says, Joyce is like the mom's little snitch. Anything she finds out, she gonna be telling the mama about it. So the mama probably already knew about it when we get later on into the episode, but she gonna actually hear it from Flo's mouth. So anything else to take from this scene? Not really, other than the fact that, listen, Flo, you just got to learn on working on your performance. This is show business. Anything can happen. So you got to be prepared at all times. No matter what circumstances may come, you got to still perform. Even if your mic go out, you got to still try to act like, perform like it ain't nothing. So, let this be another learning lesson. I feel like, per her words, every time some festival come up, she always blows it. And I'm like, is it the show or is this like real life? Because if it's real life, you got bad luck. But, at the end of the day, you just got to keep going with the flow. Your name Flo, right? Florence. So we need to go with the flow. We then move on to Trina. Speaking of Trina, she don't mention nothing about the festival. Okay, she mentions nothing. We don't even see. You would have thought you would have seen camera footage of her trying to get to the event and her not making it to the event. We don't even see none of that. So I can understand why they feel some type of way, saying, was she even really trying to come in the first place? I don't know. So back to Trina, she's doing a live fan interview event with Super Cindy and the Hollywood twins are there. Listen, like I told you, the fake person, they're just, to me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, every time they come on the scene, I'm just like, can we get to the next scene? But okay, they're there to talk to Trina because, they're tired of, working at Sundays. So they there for their career. So they feel like Trina can help them bring up their career, even though they're saying they're trying to take Trina's spot. Whatever. So they do the little interview with Super Cindy. Trina does. They briefly talk about her niece that, unfortunately passed away and the female project that they're working on. And, the event goes well. The interview goes well. So after the fact, when Trina, because I guess, Trina's always bitch. She always got somewhere to go. So after the event, she's automatically like, okay, we got to go. Let's get on this elevator, do what we got to do. So everybody floods into the elevator. They get off the floor that they need to get off on. And the Hollywood twins are pretty much like stalking Trina to the point when they finally wait for her to get off the elevator. As soon as she gets off the elevator, they don't even try to introduce themselves or nothing. They just, maybe they did. Maybe they did say, hey, we the Hollywood twins, whatever. But they immediately go into, rapping and, showing what they can do and whatnot. And, Trina's trying to be nice and smile. Like, okay, I see you guys got a little flow, whatever. But then after that, she was just like, I gotta go. Even if she lets us know in the confessional, like, she looking so annoyed, like, y'all just ambushing me like this. Which I can understand. This is one of those moments where it's like, I can understand if she, being Trina, she probably gets that a lot. Like, I feel like with a lot of celebrities in the music industry, they get plenty of people who try to come to them with their little mixtapes and whatnot and, try to rap to them. So I can understand it can get annoying. So for that, I completely 100% understand Trina. I feel like I would be annoyed too. I was annoyed watching on the TV. I get it. But, she gets in the car, she leaves. Hollywood twins, they're ecstatic. They said, oh, we got to rap to Trina. We got to see Trina. And, they're going to wait for her to reach out to them. How? I don't know, because for me, I'm just like, okay, you said we're the Hollywood twins, but I mean, technically, Trina's cool with Trick. I would have started like I wouldn't have been ambushing her like that. Usually I'm gonna stay to myself. To be honest with you, I'm a person. I'm going to stay to myself. I mean, eventually we could network, but in that type of situation, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm probably I'll be there in support. Be like, oh, I got to go to one of these live interviews to see Trina, and I'll probably take a snap or whatever, or a picture post on Instagram. But I'm not gonna ambush her or not. Like I like no. But in the case that they're so, I guess they have such confidence to do that. I mean, I would have started off with the fact like, hey, we're Trick's nieces, da 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 da. You start off so she could be like, okay, I'm gonna talk to Trick about that, if that. But as I didn't mention Trick at all, you're gonna mention Trick to Snoop, but not mention Trick to Trina, to the person that it actually matters to. Whatever. So they're so excited that they got to perform to her and whatnot, and I'm just like, y'all are really delusional. Like I said, this gotta be a persona because y'all really like everything just goes over the head with you guys, like literally everything. But we'll get to them later because they're gonna do it or try to do it again. And then we get to Amara. So she's visiting Princess, and I guess Ray J invited Safari. So of course Safari shows up with Ray J, and Amara's not having it. She tries to leave, but then I guess Princess talks to her into staying, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna let Safari win, and keep having me, be bothered and whatnot." Amara, you make yourself bothered, but okay. So she stays, and they get to talking about the situation, and come to find out, Ray J is the one who kind of put into Safari's head that Amara was doing something with Alan back in the DR when she was visiting her dad. So then when Amara confronts him, he's just like, oh, I was just seeing what I was like seeing on social media, and that was why I was thinking. And then he lets us know in the confessional that technically Princess was the one who was talking about Amara missing Alan and stuff, so that's why he brought it up. And then when the producers asked Princess, she was like, "Nope, Ray J can stay under the bus. I'm putting him under the bus. I got nothing to do with this. Just because I told you that doesn't mean you have to go and run and tell Safari." So eventually they leave Safari and Amara to talk it out themselves. And it first starts into a back and forth. What else is to be expected with two dramatic people on a dramatic show? And then after that, I guess it ends up with Safari apologizing. And I don't think it really becomes into any reconciliation, like their relationship is going to come back together, so to speak. But I guess they'll be cordial moving forward. I don't know. We'll see. And then, other than that, nothing else. It was just a filler scene pretty much at this point. We then get to Sukihana. She visits Super Cindy for an interview. And of course, Super Cindy bringing up the viral moments of Sukihana being like, problematic and, kind of negative. She don't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But Suki, she's annoyed. She talking about she tired of talking about that, about her past. And she wants to talk about her present and her future, what she got going on. And Suki then, starts saying, you suck dick, right? You like dick. And then Cindy's like, yeah, I'm a grown adult. She's like, no, it's not because you're a grown adult. It's because you like doing it. So you're going to do it. Okay. I mean, she didn't deny it, but, Cindy wasn't trying to act phased or nothing. But, Suki goes off and tries to snatch the papers from Cindy. Cindy tries to pull back, but she's like, no, you can look at the papers. I don't care. She snatches the papers. And Suki continues to go off. And Cindy, I guess, was thinking of having Suki on the female project that she got going on with Trina, but like after her little outburst, she's like, she's not gonna be on the project no more. So Suki leaves because Cindy dismisses her after that. And for me, I'm just kind of like, Suki, listen, you be getting other people, you be getting mad at people and be going off on the people that you could go off on. I said the same thing about Bobby when she went off on Bobby. Like, you wouldn't do this to Charlamagne, from the Breakfast Club. You wouldn't do this to all the other people that you visited in New York, but you waited till you have somebody that's on Love and Hip Hop to go off on. See, she knows who to go off on. Like, she may be, crazy, ratchet, doing all these random things, but she knows she's smart, okay? She knows who she could go off on and who she can't go off on. So she knows Super Cindy's on the show, so she could go off on Cindy. She knows she could go off on Bobby because he's on the show. So it's just like, Suki, listen, I get it. But at the same time, it's just like, girl, please. So we move on because I'm just like, she be trying to go off, trying to talk about she moving forward and evolving, but it's like you still do the same thing. But I'll talk about that later on when she, cries to her sister. So then we get to Claudia and Flo. They're on a date, and Flo is still feeling sad about her performance and everything going on. And Trina, they talk about Trina, and I guess her team reached out to Flo to let her know that she was stuck in a traffic jam. We didn't get no footage of this, so I don't know if it's true. They had a good point. Was that really the case? Because Trina didn't reach out to her or nothing. So Claudia thinks Trina downgraded the Sunfest, and that's why she wasn't there. Claudia, even though, I don't know how I feel about you. I'm kind of like iffy, 50-50, but it could be, it could be the truth. I'm not denying it because, like I said, we have no footage that Trina was stuck in traffic. I feel like the producers would have put that in there if that was really the case. So the fact that they didn't, she probably didn't do anything. She probably really didn't go. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if she had something else that was going on that she couldn't make the performance at all. But I feel like they would have been honest. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know. Now, do I feel like Trina would lie about that? Maybe her management. I don't know. But like I said, it's just kind of weird, that whole situation. Because I'm like, did the background dancers ever show up? Because I'm curious about that too. But other than that, they go to talking about Marlon, and Claudia lets Flo know that Marlon outed them out to Joyce. So Flo is like, she got to tell her mom because, Joyce is going to tell her mom, and Claudia's letting her know it's best to come from her than somebody else. So she's all nervous and stuff. I get it. I can understand, I can imagine that's something nerve-wracking to tell your parents. Not even just a strict Haitian mom that's very traditional. I think that's for any parent, because you don't know how they're going to react. You don't know. They may say something one day saying, oh, I'm going to love them no matter what, but then news like that can make them think different. So I can understand. So we'll see how that goes when we get to it. So we get to Trina Day. It's all about purple and pink, and Trina got her hair in purple braids, which was very cute. And they do a little speech, and everybody's, for the most part, having a good time. Trina and Bobby, they're talking. Hollywood Twins are there because they feel like they have, their foot in the door in the music industry because, they got to meet Trina. Plus, Trick is their uncle. And I'm just like, I guess you got a foot in the door because technically you're on TV. So maybe a producer somewhere, some way, somehow wants to work with you. But in this case with Trina, I don't think you have a foot in any door. So after they go through the whole synopsis of, the speech and whatnot, the Hollywood Twins go up to Snoop because they know that's Trina's brother. So they're going to try to get in further with Trina by going through her family. So they let him know that they're Trick's nieces, and, they're trying to talk with Trina, see if they could get more into good graces with Trina. So Snoop is cautious the whole time, but he's like, because they said they're Trick's nieces, so he's like, all right, I'm going to see what I can do, but I don't know if I can do. Snoop, good. Snoop, better. Did you not learn your lesson with all the other? Snoop, you knew better. You know how your sister is. Okay? The fact that you was cautious so to let you know everything you need to know. And the fact that those are Trick nieces. Did Trick mention anything to you? So for all you know, they could be lying. But, okay, you go and try to see if you can make something work out for the sake of they being Trick's nieces, right? Okay, whatever. So he try to bring them to the little pavilion tent or whatever that Trina, Joy, Bobby, and stuff is chilling in. Once Trina catches eye of who's coming to her tent, she shuts it down. She's like, they need to go. No, don't. This is for family only. Y'all not a part of this. Y'all need to go. Y'all not coming into, because she already know what they're about. They ambushed her, and now they being like some little stalkers and trying to come see where she's at. So she's like, I'm not having it. Y'all need to go. So the twins, they take it, nicely, and they're just like, well, that was awkward. Yeah, but you made it awkward. You started off awkward because you ambushed homegirl. So, I'm not feeling no type of way of Trina kicking them out, because at this point it's like, you think you could just, some people can network and get into people's graces, but the way they went about it was not the right way. But, their persona, they don't know nothing, okay? So we then move on to Florence and Claudia sitting with Florence's mom, Joyce, and Gael. Okay, so Florence lets it be known that her and Claudia are in a relationship. The mama ain't trying to hear none of that. She said, listen, you in America, it's a free country to do whatever you want to do, but Marlon is a non-negotiable, because what can Claudia do for you and your 3 kids? So then that's when Flo was like, well, Claudia has kids herself, and, I don't need nobody to provide for me, whatnot. So then the mom was just like, listen, Marlon's still my head. So Marlon is still my son, and it's always going to be Marlon, Marlon, Marlon. So then she says she needs to get up and walk away, right? Now, I don't know why Gael is just like, Flo, I don't know why you coming with Claudia to come to my mom. That's so disrespectful. That's rude. You come with her to my mom. Why? So then Claudia's just like, girl, this got nothing to do. Like, stop with this disrespect type stuff. So they kind of go back and forth a little bit. Claudia throws something at Gael. Security gonna get in the way. Nobody gonna fight. So then, it kind of keeps going back and forth. And the mom sees what's going on. So she's like, okay, see, this is why we don't want you part of our family, because you trash. So then that's when Flo tries to stick up for Claudia, saying, well, Gael was disrespecting her, da da da. So the mom, listen, the mom gonna stick beside her kids, okay? So listen, she already don't like the fact that you with Claudia, and now Claudia threw something at her daughter. Oh, so she definitely not gonna be down here for that. So the mom not trying to hear that. She's like, whatever you say, it's always gonna be Marlon no matter what. So Claudia, gets up to walk away because she's done with it. She's like, usually the people she's with, the family loves her, but it don't even matter because the mom gonna have to like her anyway because she's staying with the daughter no matter what. So Flo tries to plead her case with her mom. Like I said, the mom said she's sticking with Marlon, and the kids, Marlon, her son, and that's that. Okay, but that's set. So good luck to you, Florence. At the end of the day, your mom could say whatever she wants. Let's be real here. Your mom could say whatever she wants, right? At the end of the day, it's your life. Do whatever you want to do, okay? Because it's your life. Your mom lived her life. I'm pretty sure she did things her parents didn't want her to do. So just be in your truth, live your life. That's it. There ain't nothing else to say from this scene, okay? A lot of parents don't agree with what their kids do, but the kids do it anyway. And if the kids end up making a mistake, then they realize that mistake and they move forward, learn from that mistake and move forward. That's it. The best your mom could do is pray for you. Just pray for your safety and happiness at this point. We didn't get to, lastly, Sukihana. She visits her sister to vent and talk about, she's tired of everybody judging her for what she does. And it's not necessarily the fact that she doesn't care for what she does. She calls them mistakes. And that's what the thing I'm kind of confused about is, like, you call these things mistakes, but you keep doing them. So are they really mistakes? Like, you don't like the fact that everybody keeps judging you. And I get that. Like, you want to be yourself, but everyone judge. I completely understand and get that. I think she was a little bit dramatic and her crying and all that stuff, but like, I can understand what she's trying to say. But at the same time, it's just like, you keep saying you're trying to evolve, but it's like, I'm not seeing the evolvation. Okay. Yes, your music, I'm not going to say music as in plural. I'm going to say singular because Casamigos is the only song I kind of like listen to of hers that I have on my playlist. I mean, I may have listened to one or two other songs on Twitter or X that they call it now, but Casamigos is the only song, and I think it's only because of who's featured on the song, to be honest, Suki. But, you're trying to evolve, but I'm not seeing the evolvation because you still doing stuff to go viral, okay? You still, like, doing random stuff, like laying on the dang black carpet at the BET Awards. Why? For why? You know what I'm saying? So she doing all that and, crying. The sister tries to hug her to console her, but then she gets up, goes to the bathroom. Producers are checking on her. She cries to the cameras to, cut off the cameras. Now, I don't want to feel like a jerk, but in this moment, I was really just sitting there looking at her crying on TV, like, because it's like, on one hand, I could understand and feel somewhat bad for her, but then on another hand, it's like, I don't really feel bad because it's like, you do this to yourself. You know what you're doing. You know how society feels about stuff like that. And if you want to keep doing it, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said to Florence, live in your truth. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Just know how society is, and you're just going to have to stay 10 toes down on what you want to do. Okay, they're going to talk, let them talk. But at the end of the day, don't be saying, oh, you're trying to evolve, but you're really not trying to evolve because you're still doing the same thing that you was doing before, talking about his mistakes, but you clearly love making that mistake. So, I mean, that was where it ended at. So, good luck to her. Good luck to Florence, Trina. I don't know what you be on. The Hollywood twins, they can go. Please don't bring them back next season. I'm saying that like this is the season finale, but they don't need to come back. And Trick barely been on this season. I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing, not a good thing. And we're going to see more drama with Von Shay and Amara next week. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, that's okay. We're going to make some jokes next week, especially about Von Shay and Amara. So come back next week. Hopefully I can make you laugh so you can subscribe then. Comment down below what you thought about this episode. Be easy, breezy, let me squeeze, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.